Men fall head over heels in love. To him, passionate love is like an addiction. Once he decides that he loves you, he surrenders his heart to you. There is no halfway with men. This may end up with him getting obsessed with his love for you. He will wear his heart on his sleeve. He will proclaim his true love for you to the world unabashedly. Men are not so great with words, especially when they are in love. They can rarely find the right words to express their feelings for you. Often their romantic love for you will come out as actions, though they never shy away from displaying their love for you. When men show love, women speak love. You become the center of their universe. Men get so addicted to love and you that they tend to ignore the rest of the world. They neglect their friendships and other commitments to devote their entire attention and time to you. To you, as a woman, this can be an overwhelming experience, especially when you are experiencing it for the first time. Men can get high on romantic love, as they obsess over you and devote their entire energy, time, and focus on the relationship. Men experience a sensation similar to addiction to drugs. There is some scientific truth about this as well. When you are in love, your brain produces amphetamine, the chemical associated with substance addiction. It is linked to a joyous outlook, excitement, and raised energy levels. Men are on cloud nine when they are in love, at least in the initial stages. This is true. As dopamine production goes up in the brain, they experience a sense of total bliss, similar to euphoria. They notice only the wonderful happenings in their surroundings. The world seems beautiful. This feeling also has a physical aspect. Racing hearts and sweaty palms are direct consequences of this euphoric sensation. When a man falls in love, his sense of judgment goes for a toss. Romantic love can make people do weird things. The normally sensible and logical people can do or say bizarre stuff when they are in love. They say this is love taking hold. One of the most common consequences in men of falling in love is a loss of judgment. They act out of character, which is easily noticeable. He no longer is bothered about what others think. This is something that dictates our behavior all through our adult lives. We fear to stray too far away from societal norms for fear of being branded as a weirdo. However, love will subdue that fear in a man. He will throw caution to the winds. He is in love, and that is all that matters to him now. Whether openly declaring his love for you or a public display of affection, he never shies away from any of them. His mind is full of happy and positive memories. In the early days of a relationship, all he can see and experience is joy, excitement, and optimism. The love hormone oxytocin has a major role to play in this turn of events. Love triggers the secretion of oxytocin that helps with the mood and formation of memories to cherish forever. This is also true for a person who has had bitter relationships in the past. For the time being, all that is forgotten and the new love reigns supreme. Men begin to use the word "we" more. This change is simple enough to detect if you pay attention. Both men and women, when they are single, tend to use "I" a lot in their conversations. However, as men get serious about their relationships, without even realizing it, they start using we and us more often. Even when making plans for his own future, he will include his partner in it. Men find it hard to stay angry for long. He is indeed madly in love with you. But this doesn't mean there are no debates or conflicts. Even when he disagrees with you, he finds it difficult to stay mad at you. Even when he argues convincingly, there is no anger or ruthlessness in it. He just wants to help you see his way of thinking. Nothing more than that. And he doesn't carry the conflict any longer than needed. Once the issue is resolved, he is back to his sweet old ways. Men are possessive of the women they love. This is a typical trait of a man. When they love a person, they want the person to love them back with equal intensity and be loyal to them. Probably this is embedded in human genes. The need to safeguard the mate and be jealous of anyone trying to take them away are considered natural behavior. Even if you are yet to commit to the relationship, he will still feel possessive about you. The threat, real or perceived, need not be from another suitor. There is more to love than sex. There is a misconception regarding men and sex. That all they think about all day is sex. This cannot be further from the truth. Of course, sex is an important part of the relationship, but it is not everything for a man. Guys do have a strong sex drive and do look forward to sex. But for him, being with you and making you happy takes precedence over his own wants and desires. They find kissing and cuddling as much or even more enjoyable. Men display their kind and giving nature. It is not that men are not kind or compassionate otherwise. But these are usually perceived in society as a woman's forte. However, when in love, the gentle side of a man comes to the fore. They will be nice, caring, and empathetic. They seem to be aware of the fact that their behavior will impact their partner and the relationship. Men take on the stereotypical role of protector and provider. In this time and age, this may sound outdated, but societal conditioning is something hard to shake off. Despite the advances made by society, men are still looked upon as protectors and providers. So, when a man falls in love and is in a relationship, he will feel compelled to protect the woman he loves and provide for her. He may begin to view his job with more seriousness. Some men take a guarded approach to love, while most men throw caution to the wind and love without care or abandon. Some men take a cautious approach. Maybe it is their previous experiences in love and relationships or their upbringing, but these men refuse to discard the protective armor that guards them against getting hurt. The feeling of vulnerability of such men is often interpreted as disinterest. Some men prioritize the needs of the woman they love. This is not how a man is conditioned to behave. While women tend to put the needs of others before theirs, a man's world usually revolves around himself. However, when he falls in love, this attitude changes. He will try to carve out space for the woman they love and fit them into their lives. They place their partner's needs before theirs. Men are known to fall in love faster than women. Society dictates that men take the lead in a relationship. This means when men find a woman attractive, they don't think too much. Instead, they jump right into the relationship without second thoughts. On the other hand, women usually weigh benefits against drawbacks and do the math before falling in love. This is a generalization and may not be true for everyone. Love seems to dull the sensation of pain in men. When you are in love, your brain produces a range of hormones that can impair your normal sensations. Your sense of fear, logic, and judgment gets dulled. Your level of tolerance to pain goes up a few notches. In fact, some studies have found that love can bring down your pain by half. The sensation of love obliterates the intensity of other sensations, both good and bad ones. Men feel pain and trauma deeply, both physical and emotional pains. But they do such a good job of masking it that the general impression they give the world is right the opposite. That they are tough guys. Men are believed to experience physical pain with greater intensity than women. Grief, trauma, despair, and heartbreaks are felt more by men. Especially when they see someone they love in agony, their heart melts. However, also, they need to play the Men tend to lose their appetite when in love. Men are usually fond of food. But love can change all that in the blink of an eye. The love hormone, oxytocin, is an appetite killer. As the feeling of love takes control of his mind, he will no longer be interested in what he eats. If you pay attention, you will find him picking on his food. Besides the scientific explanation, there is also another reason for this. When he is consumed by love and his focus shifts to the women he loves.